Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for guitarlessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Don't Speak by No Doubt. So we have a lot of barre chords here, and we have some finger picking, and then we have some strumming, and then we have an acoustic guitar solo. So I'm going to switch to an acoustic for that solo. And the solo's got some really cool stuff in it, some cool licks, even some sweeps, so some sweep picking. It's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to start here with that main riff that I just started, which is also the verse of the song. So obviously the song starts, we're in standard tuning here, and we're going to start with a C minor barre chord. Now, to help you play this a little bit, what I suggest is barring across all 6 strings, not just 5, which you need for the C, because you're going to prepare for what's coming next. So barre across all 6 strings. Then you're going to have the 4th fret on the B string with your middle finger, and then the 5th fret on the G with your pinky, and then 5th fret on the D with your ring finger. All right, so the picking pattern, there's a couple ways that you can do this. Now, I think he typically goes back and forth. You can hold your pick between, I'll show you a way that you might be able to hold the pick so you can go back and forth between strumming and this finger style. But let's get this pattern done first. Now, at the beginning of the song, we just have this on the C minor. So what happens there, we started with picking the 5th string with your thumb, which is the C, and then the B string with your ring finger, and then the middle finger is going to take care of the 3rd string, or the G string. You pick all 3 of those together, and then you're going to use your index finger to pick the D string. So we have that, and then you just rotate between picking the B and the G string together and that D string. So just the first time did you have the thumb for the root note. All right, now we get to the main riff where the vocals come in. You're going to do that, start the chord again, this time hitting the C and the bass, that 5th string. And then we rotate it between the middle and the ring finger with the index finger 4 times. Now we're going to change chords. Now this is what's going to help us from doing this full bar. You're going to pick up these 3 fingers, move these 2 down. You're going to keep it bar, just like it was, 5th fret on the A, 5th fret on the D. So these 2 fingers basically went up a string and this 2nd finger came off. And then you have the same picking pattern, except this time you're going to have the low note, the bass note is on the 6th string. So you're going to pick the 6th string with your thumb, and then the picking pattern stays the same. You don't do it for long here, you just twice on top, and then you're going to move it down 2 frets to the F minor. So we have this. It's probably why he played this on electric, because it's so many barre chords, it's a lot easier on your fingers. Then we're going to go to a B flat major chord. Now how he plays is this. You're going to just lift up the fingers, keep the bar there, and there's barre across the 3rd fret of the B, G, and the D string. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick the B flat and the bass. So the bass note is going to be here on the A string. Now when you play that, since you just came from this F and you're still doing the full bar, as soon as you play the B flat, take the thumb and move it down to that 6th string just to kill the sound so this F doesn't ring over that B flat. So we have this. See how I killed that F so it wasn't still ringing? Then move up to the G minor we did earlier. And then back down to the F minor and back to the B flat. So far we have this. The only one that was played 4 times with that pattern was the starting chord, the C minor. So we have this. All right, now we're back to the same chords again. C minor, this time just do the pattern twice. G minor, F minor, B flat, G G minor. Now here we go, instead of going from the G minor to the F minor, you go to the C minor again. So once again, doing that full bar helps. Just move over 2 times there, then the F minor, and the B flat. All right, so far we have this. All right, and now we're back. I'm gonna end this this main part here with back to the C minor, sorry. G minor, same thing. F minor to the B flat. And we're gonna end this going into the chorus with the first pre-chorus. So that's after you played the C minor, G minor, F minor to B flat. Take that shape and just move it up to the 6th fret. Same picking pattern there. Then you're going to do that bar chord, the same bar chord we've done. I don't think actually we've done this chord yet, shape yet. You're going to do the full bar at the 6th fret, and instead of just having the minor shape, you're going to add the 7th fret there on the G to make it a B flat major. And then move up 2 frets. Same exact chord shape, but now you're just gonna start from the low note and pick yourself across there. All right, and that gets us to the chorus. Now, the chorus is strummed. Now, and how do you grab the pick so quick? Now, you can do it a couple ways. You can actually hold the pick between, sometimes I'll hold it between just like those two, like the fingertip joint and the knuckle joint there, right there of my middle finger, and it's still bent so I can still finger pick with it. So I have the pick in there, and when I need to strum, I just grab the pick. You can do it like that, and you have a pick stand or whatever, or you could even strum just with the back of your nails. Either way, you are going to need a pick later in the song for the solo, so you might want to get used to just holding it and find a way you like to hold it. And I like to use that way because it still puts my finger in position to finger pick pretty easy. All right, so this chorus sounds like this. Back to that main riff. All right, so we're starting with this F minor bar chord up here. Lots of bar chords. All right, there actually is not a single open position chord, I think, in this entire song. So you gotta have these bar chords down. So we're gonna bar across the 8th fret there. Fifth string, that's 8th fret there, and then 10th on the D, G, and 9th on the B. Down to that same minor shape here that we did earlier for the G minor and the F. But this time at the 6th fret, which makes it a B flat minor chord. So we have this. Over to that E flat major we did earlier. And then back to the major chord, this C major. That chord form we ended the verse with. So we have this. Down to the B flat minor again. And back to the C. And then you're going to end it with the F minor, B flat minor, C. So all together. So then start over. Now this same ending, except for the last two chords. The first ending was, and this ending after you've gone to the second time through the chords, we have this, which is that major chord here at D flat to an E flat. So you don't really need to strum the whole chord to it. It's just that major bar chord at 9 and 11. And then we're back to the main riff we did earlier. And once again, you can, it starts the same. So as soon as you get that part down, then we get to the next pre-chorus, so it sounds like this. Alright, so that's just a C minor. You're strumming these chords now. C minor here that we did earlier over the G minor. Basically strumming the chords of that part, that F. So we have this C minor, G minor, F minor, and then move up. Instead of doing the B flat major here, move up and do that version we did here, the 6th fret, over to the E flat major, back to the B flat major, and end with that C. One more time for that pre-chorus. All right, then we get to the chorus. It's the exact same chorus, pretty much the same chords, except the second time through the chords, we get to a different little ending that takes us into the bridge. It sounds like this. All right, then we get to the solo, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's just go through that bridge real quick. So coming out of that chorus, we stop before going back to the F minor and just, and that's just 8, 6 on the A string, then 8 on the low E to 4. This is the bridge. And then we have the chords as a C sharp major chord. So that's the same bar shape we did for the B flat earlier. Just move it to the 4th fret. And then we just have this G sharp. So you can just take it as just the same chord shape, major chord shape we did earlier here at the 4th fret. And then do the same thing, just 2 frets lower. All right, now this next part's a little odd, but this is what he plays on the recording and live. And there's, you know, the bass guitar is really loud in this mix, so it sounds like there's like some movement here, but all he's doing here, this part is this. And to. All right, so that chord is 6th fret on the G, 4th fret on the B, and then 5th fret on the high E string. Sounds really out of place without the rest of the band playing, or just pretty much the bass player playing. And then that's the 6th fret on the D and the G together. Hit that 3 times. And then hit it one more time, leading into the, moving to the 5th fret down, 6 down to 5 on the G. So that's 6 on the D, 5 on the G. So. All right, so then we get to the solo. Before we do that, before I switch to acoustic, I'm going to show you what happens after the solo. Now, coming out of the solo, we go back to the finger picking again. And then, so it's the same pattern we did before, but now they ended with just 8 downstrokes on each, muted downstrokes on this F power chord. This 1st fret on the low E, 3rd on the A and the D. You right in front of the bridge and then up at the 6th fret. And then you're back to the same chorus. Then the chorus just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. Just the version, you don't do the ending with, you just do that. That's one time through right there. And keep repeating that exact thing all the way through the end. All right, so I'm going to switch to the acoustic here and play this solo, so I'll see you then. Alright, so that is a fun solo to play. It's got some cool little kind of Spanish style licks. So let's go through it. We're still in standard tuning here, but for the magic of video editing, I now have an acoustic guitar in my hand. So let's take a look at this first phrase. Alright, so we're starting this here on the G string, 5th fret. Here's my 3rd finger there. Then 4-6 on the B, over to 3 on the high E string, back to 6 on the B. Then you're going to roll the 3rd fret from the B string over to 3rd fret on the G. Then 5-6 on the D, 5 on the G to 4 on the B. And end it with sliding into the 8th fret on the B string, then 6, then back to 8. All together. All right, now this next one's going to start, this next phrase starts the same first half. Sounds like this. Then, so a different ending. So we start with that same lick that we did before, and then we go into this little sweep here. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to pick, you're going to play the 5th fret on the G, 4th on the B, and 3rd on the high E string. Just one downstroke raked across the strings. Be sure to pick up so it doesn't sound like this. You want to pick up each finger each time. You got to mute the strings down here too to really make it sound poppy. Who'd have thunk it? Sweep picking in a pop song. So from here, when you get to that the 3rd fret on the high E, you're letting that ring out. So you play that 3, you go 4, back to 3, 4, up to 6. One more time. Little vibrato, then pulling off 4 to 3 on the high E, over to the 6th fret on the B. All right, this next phrase is really cool, and it starts with this sweep pick as well. Sounds like this. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm up at the 8th fret there. You're barring across the first 3 strings, really, and then you have the 10th fret there on the D, and as you sweep across, you're gonna roll the finger. Because once again, you want those notes to be muted kind of and die out quickly. So we have, when you get the top string, then 10, 11, and now we start this descending lick. It starts on something like this. All right, so that starts with, so after you get up top, you made it to 11, you go back to 10 and play 10, 11, just down, up. Then 8, 10, then 11 on the B string to 8 on the high E. So I'm down, up, down, up, down, up. From there, 8 on the B and 11 on the B. All right, then 10 on the G, 8 on the B. Add it to this again. And then we're going to add these last two notes of like this descending pattern, 8, 10 on the G. So all together. All right, and then we come up to the B string now. Gonna play that little phrase. So that's 8, then move that finger up to the 9th fret, then play 11. And then you're gonna do a quick little hammer 9 to 11, pull back off to 9, slide to 8. So we have this. All together from the suite. All right, and we're gonna end the solo with this lick. All right, so some fast picking when we first start. Quick little down, up, down. Going 3, 5, 6 on the A string. So you wanna kind of synchronize those hands together if you're not used to doing the speed burst. You might wanna go, kind of get the feel of it. So just 3, 5, 6. And it's obviously heavily palm muted. Then 3, 5 on the D, over to back to 6 on the A. All right, now go 3, 5, 6 on the D, then 3, 5 on the G. Now when you get to that 5 on the G, you start doing kind of a staccato, which means just kind of kill it as soon as you play it. So 5, 3, 1 on the G. So I'm kind of lifting up pressure as soon as I play it. And then we have this. That's open G, hammer 1, pull back off to the open G, over to 3 on the D string. All right, so that's a real fun one to play as soon as you get it down. The song, it's not very long, but it's got some really cool licks in it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed learning this no doubt song. I think it's the first no doubt song I've ever taught. So I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.